How's it going there? My name is Xavier. I'm the founder of XMR Solution. And essentially, what I do here is I built a platform for contractors to make it easier for them to be found online and manage their pipeline a lot easier. Something that I am currently building, this is still in beta, haven't officially released yet, but I just want to introduce you to QuoteSnap. Essentially, what QuoteSnap is, it's a tool integrated into your website that allows you to filter out the tire kickers, the people who you are worried that are not going to pay. It shows the price of the estimate, general estimate of what the service may cost. So that way you only make sure that you get people who are actually interested in your service and are willing to pay the price that it's worth. So just to show here, it's a demonstration of how it works. So basically go into like the options and it'll give them an on-screen estimate. And if they're okay with the price, that's when they will go ahead and fill out the form. So only people who are interested in the service, are interested in the price, will go ahead and fill out the form. It'll filter out people who are going to waste your time. That way you don't have to drive out for people and they're expecting a $100, $200 job when in reality that's not how much the job costs, but that's just what they had in mind. They're expecting some like young teenager to come out and pressure wash their driveway and not expecting a professional job done with actual chemicals and actual good equipment and actual good labor. The reason for QuoteSnap, it gives you a instant response to the clients instead of them having to wait minutes, hours, days, weeks on knowing how much the service may cost. They get the price up front. So it just makes it a lot easier for the customer and easier for you. So that way we only have serious buyers in your CRM. So this is more or less how it's working right now. What I'm doing is essentially for the services that you may provide, you put a range, and depending on, you could ask personalized questions like what kind of materials the building's made out of, to do an increase in the price of the building, in the price of the job to say. And here's like the plans that we have going on right now. Still in beta, nothing's official yet, but I'm just documenting the process of me building it out. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna log in here. Just bear with me a second. All right, so this is what it's going to look like more or less. Basically here, it's going to show you your new leads. You could click on it. You could see the name of your client, their email, what kind of service they require, asked, and based on the questions that you have on your form, it'll go ahead and tell you the size of the building. I have this set up for pressure washers at the moment. You can see the date that was submitted, what condition they had, the estimate price that was quoted for them, and the address of the address and the address of the client as well. So here is what I'm trying to build right now. This is the widget builder. Essentially here, if you have the premium version, you'll be able to put your name, upload your logo, change your colors. So if I want to change this to orange, let's say, it'll refresh here on our end, and you'll see that now it's orange. You could change the text up if you want to change the copy on the widget tool itself. Your jobs, if you want to say you want to go to house wash and now you believe the rate for this should be 40 cents, you go ahead and raise that, and then I'll raise the price. Here on the second page, there's questions. So what is the surface made of? Let's say there's vinyl. You don't want to bump up the price, but wood was a little bit harder to work with. So you can put it here, 30% increase. So essentially what that's doing is that it's going to bump up whatever the base price would have been for the service based on the square footage and how big is the area. It'll do a 30% increase. Just know if there's any materials that are harder to work with that you have experience with. If the customer is honest and transparent on the form, they will, you'll see the upcharge through there. And then now they have the expectation of how much it might cost. We also have a discount section. This was suggested by one of our beta testers that they wanted to do senior and veteran discounts. If you want to do a veteran discounts, you could change the percentage on here. But let's say you want to do 20% off for veterans. Hiccup. 20% off veterans. You could go ahead and apply the active discount. So if you click on it, now that price dropped from 150 to 120, as you could see there. You can only select one discount at a time. So when you go out there and you see the person, you could verify or just use an honest, just trust the client on their word. And then you could add the lead info. You could adjust this. Typically, default is going to be name, number, address, and an email optionally. But if you need to ask for any additional information, you could go ahead and add that field if necessary. Right now, we have it so it can install. So basically, you just take this line of code. You could go ahead and just copy the code and then apply it to your website yourself. If you have no idea how it works, You could also copy an email template. So if we go here, paste this subject, can you add this quote calculator to my website? You just put this in the subject. You could delete this. So basically you could just email this to, you wouldn't put that here, obviously you would put it here. And then you could email this to your website guy if you have a website guy, or if it's me doing it for you, whatever it means by, but you could just go ahead and send that over your website guy if you're not too tech savvy and you have someone else in charge of that. So yeah, something that we're working on, hasn't been fully integrated, but this is like the next steps of what we want to do. We want to do two things. The widget builder, I like it. I feel like it's pretty good for the most part, but I want to make it more accurate to the estimates, because obviously there's a lot of variables. You want to make sure that the customer is honest about the square footage, be able to request multiple types of jobs, and be able to just verify the information, because it's hard to do something if we don't know like how dirty the place is, and things of that nature. We have some stuff like this, like how dirty is it, and you could put like light, moderate, and heavy. If it's heavy, you could put an upcharge on that and percentage. Of course, not everyone's going to be completely transparent and honest when they fill out these forms. But as you can see here, it says estimates based on typical conditions, final price after site visit. So obviously everything is going to be validated in person. So the estimate number is not 100% concrete. It just gives them a ballpark figure. But I do want to make this widget builder as user-friendly as possible. And then I also want to make it so it could be as accurate as possible. The second thing that we're working on building, I want to build an integration. So I know, just to throw some name out there, I know a lot of contractors use Jobber, HousecallPro, just to name a few. I want to be able to integrate this directly with those. So just trying to figure out how I could do those integrations, just so it's easier, you can manage on your CRM. Obviously you have the dashboard here, so if you needed something that's very minimal, you could have the client information stored here, but I would like it to have integrations with the CRM. So that's kind of next steps. If you guys have any input, if you have any suggestions, I'm more than happy to hear you out in the comments. If you have any suggestions as far as the integrations, love to hear it. Just building something for contractors just to make it a lot easier for everybody, just to make it better on both parties. For the contractor, so you're not wasting time driving out, doing the estimate, and then they expected a $200 job when it's in reality an $800 job. And then also for the customer, so they can have a general expectation of what they're going to end up paying out of pocket, and then make the decision, yes, I could afford this service, or no, this is way too much for me. So just to make it easier for both parties, I think this is going to be very useful. I'm very excited to see where this is going to go. So yeah, I'm just going to keep posting on here. If you have anything, just please let me know. More than happy to hear you out. Appreciate you guys. Bye.